Morning, board. Let me see if Sean's going to get this loaded for me. There we go. So per request last month of a few of the board members, I put together a map to make things a little bit easier for our site launches that happened month to month. So what you're seeing on the screen now is the site launches that we had for the month of August, which we had 11 that went live. All those sites are LTE with band 14. They included Baldwin, Baxter, Beaver, Fredericksburg, Lime Springs, was it Nosh? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I don't want to butcher. Thank you. Oxford Junction, Ralston, Rose Hill, Sully, and Worthington. So again, those all launched during the month of August with band 14 and LTE. So far, we've had 43 sites that have launched in the state of Iowa for this market year. The current site build plan is at approximately 60%, so we've got many more to come. Being this is a public forum, I have not included the site build maps in this presentation, but I have them with me. I will be happy to show them to any board member who would like to see the projected build plan for the rest of this year and into 2020. So I have all that on my laptop and I'll be happy to share that. We did share it at the subcommittee meeting on Tuesday, and I would be happy to share that here. I just can't put it on the screen because it's a public forum. As FirstNet Subcommittee Chair Bischoff said, we are putting together a local control training that will be held next month on October 8th at the subcommittee meeting. My counterpart, Nancy Norsby, will conduct that training because she is a resident expert in local control. And so she's going to handle that and go over local control and all the different things that can be done in that site because it's huge and there's a lot of things to be learned in there. Andy Sackrider was present on Tuesday at the subcommittee meeting. And one of the biggest issues that Andy addressed was the handoff, which a lot of people have brought up. So what Andy kind of said is that everybody wants band 14 and he is kind of pressured to make sure everybody gets band 14. And now that has created the problem that it's the phone, if it's band 14 capable, is trying to hang on to it for as long as it can, even though there might be an LTE tower that it could switch to, but so he's getting pressure on one side and he's getting pressure on another side. So basically we're just going to have to fix it where hopefully everybody will be happy in the middle. So as Chair Bischoff said at the meeting, if it's going to create a better experience for you as a customer, that it needs to go ahead and switch off to an LTE tower instead of just trying to hang on to it and then you're dropping the call, that's not acceptable. And so Andy is going to work on that so that we get that fixed statewide, that the phones are not going to be just trying to hang on to that band 14 as long as it can. It'll go ahead and make that switch to an LTE tower if that's what it needs to do.
So will it do that when band 14 is completely covered in Iowa, or are you going to keep handing off, or are you going to go back to just band 14?
So not every tower will have band 14 from what I understand. Like if it's a very, very rural area that band 14 might not be needed in, then band 14 won't be in that tower. So yes, sir, it would still make that handoff switch to the band 14 tower, or to the LTE tower, I'm sorry.
Okay, so in a very rural area, what do you mean?
So if it's not a high populated area, then band 14 probably won't be on that tower. It will be a LTE tower. So then the phone, if it's leaving a band 14 tower, it would switch over to that LTE tower and not hang on to that band 14.
Yeah, I get that. What I'm driving at is we built it for coverage, not population. Geography. We built it for geographic coverage because tornadoes don't just happen in Warren County.
Right.
They happen in towns of 500. So it's not a concern, but I'm just questioning if they're not going to put band 14 in, is the LTE band down there given them priority and preemption?
Yes, sir. So you're always going to have priority and preemption on a tower, okay, whether it's band 14 or LTE, which is as today, because not every tower currently has band 14 because existing towers are needing to be upgraded.
Okay.
So yes, sir, you will always have priority and preemption on the network, whether you're on Band 14 tower or an LTE tower. Yes, you always have that. And some of the things that I wanted to put on this slide, just to kind of highlight, I'm sure most everybody knows this, but the network is a purpose-built network exclusively for public safety, which we do have a coverage commitment for rural, tribal, and U.S. territories, specifically for public safety, so those communications can go through. No throttling on the network, that's brought up a lot, but again, there is no throttling. If you hit a certain amount of data on your smartphone or a Cradle Point or Sierra Wireless data device, there is no throttling. If you use 50 gigs, if you use 100 gigs, then that's fine because you're using it for mission purpose that you need to complete with your agency. FirstNet does have the dedicated public safety core that routes and encrypts network traffic, creating the highly secure environment public safety does require. We have an ongoing consultative process to achieve collaboration with public safety. And of course, you have the quality of service priority and preemption, an exclusive public safety core, the application ecosystem, and the deployables if needed in the event of tornadoes, flooding, where we have lost the network and we need to bring deployables in to keep the communications going. And that, as a FirstNet customer, you get that at no charge. And we would have those to you within 14 hours of the event request. And of course, all this is required by the contract with the United States government and the Department of Commerce, which governs the FirstNet Responder Network Authority for 25 years. And again, anybody, I'll be here till after the meeting's over. Please get with me. I can pull up the maps and go into detail what the build-out plan is for the state and show you. Did anybody have any other questions or comments?
Very informative, thanks.
Thank you.
I have a quick question about the governance of it. So today I'm public safety.
Yes, sir.
So, but down the road I may not be for whatever. So if I retire or something once upon a time. So how do we track, or how do we keep track of these folks that are qualified on it now, and then when they're not? What's the governance? You know, it's self-governing, or
So that's a great question. In the local control portal that we're going to have the training on next month, when you upload employees into that so that they can then go to an AT&T store to get FirstNet because they qualify, what we ask you to do is, if that person left the agency, to please go into the portal and remove them so that they will then get notified that they are no longer eligible for FirstNet and that they need to come into an AT&T store and change their plan to a regular commercial plan. If they do not do that within 60 days, we will do that for them. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah, because I'm curious about where it can go back and forth and
Yeah,
make it fair to everybody.
we rely on you as the agency to govern that for us. Now, we do have people that sign up for FirstNet without going through the agency, because maybe the agency does not have FirstNet, but that doesn't mean that the employee can't get FirstNet if it's a sworn police officer, a medic, or firefighter. So they can go into an AT&T store and present their credentials to get on FirstNet. So there's an audit that takes place at least once a year where those accounts are audited, which Chair Lampy we're going through right now with a person, but they have to re-show their credentials to show that they are still eligible to stay on FirstNet. So we have a twofold process. We have you that we'd like to help us, but then we also have the audit process if the person went into an AT&T store and did not use the agency portal.
Okay, great.
So we want to make sure that anybody that's on the network belongs on the network, because it's your network and we don't need anybody on it that doesn't deserve.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? All right. Thank you for your time.
Thanks a lot.